And I am back. Welcome to it. This is a work in progress with me, Nahenda, and today I have a yapper because he's also a podcaster in the building, but also he's just a media mogul, somebody that's been around for a very long time. My very good friend, David MBEHA.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
It's so nice to be interviewed by your friend.
I'm telling you, we have
very
had so many
comfortable.
conversations though. So we don't know where this conversation is gonna go, but I think it's gonna be great.
And every time that we shoot, we're always partnered up together.
Always.
Everywhere. So.
Always. So I'm telling you guys, this is gonna be a very good conversation. Do you know where I want to start?
Okay.
I want to start because I want to go read up about you.
Yes.
And I want to start with the promise you made to your mother because
Yes.
I think because of that promise
Yes.
is the reason why we are sitting here today,
Exactly.
and every other thing that has come after.
Yeah. So I was going through, I think, a lot of what a lot of people go through in the industry when you're just building up your resume.
Yeah.
I would go to like a lot
Where
of.
were you at that?
So I came
stage,
from
yeah.
Grootfontein to Windhoek, and then I was like so excited. I'm gonna start auditioning. I'm gonna be going for a lot of the stuff. And then I realized that when you feel like you have something to offer, but then you feel like no one can see it.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. So I would go for like auditions after auditions. Like I did everything. In fact, one time I went for an audition which asked for all the people auditioning to be 21 years of age. And I was 19. And I went because I was just so desperate. I went, so I remember.
Like about your age?
Yes, and I remember they said, "Okay, David, come in." I go and I do my thing, and I'm done auditioning. And they're like, "No, we really like him. We really do like him. What's your age? Just say your age on camera." I'm 19, and they all look at each other, and then the casting agent says, "I said 21."
Didn't you see on the poster that it says 21?
I knew it.
At least you didn't lie.
I was like,
I would have said 21.
Dumb. I'm just gonna play dumb and be like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they liked me so much that they casted me actually as what do those people behind those people that are always
Background.
Yeah. So that's where it started. So my mom was always like, I know you. This is where you are meant to be.
Yeah.
Even when I was going to university, she was like, I think you should go and study media. And I was like, no, I'm not going to study media. I'm going to study something else.
Your African mom was telling you
My
to study
African
media.
mom, pure African mom, was like, I think you should go into media. And I said to my mom, I don't want to be hungry.
I'm telling you, media
Yeah.
is the industry.
Yeah, I
you're gonna
don't
have
want to be hungry. But you know what is the funniest thing in hindsight now?
Yeah.
Is that you become emptier if you're in a space where your soul is not being fed. So I think I didn't know that at that point, that at some point you start to feel emptier. So I think looking back now, she knew where I'm supposed to be, and I wish I would have followed her because I know that I would have created like a much bigger or even more fulfilling, soul-fulfilling career as if I would have studied media as opposed to economics, which I did.
Yeah.
So on her deathbed, I sort of gave her that reassurance that I will try my best to be in this industry.
And you did, because the following year...
The following year, I got onto TLC Africa.
Telling you. But I want to go back because then... Where did the whole idea of, because you did you grow up in Goma or did you grow up in Grootfontein?
So I was born in Goma, and then I schooled there up to grade 3. Yes, raised by my grandparents. My mom was a student at NAST Polytechnic at that time. So back in the days when you have a small child and you're still studying.
Because you know what my thought process is, where did the whole idea of media, because you know how African parents are like doctor, teacher, nurse.
Yes.
Like, where did the whole media aspect come from for her to be like, go study media? What did she see?
So I think it all started when one time I started watching Ilke Platt.
Yeah.
You remember Ilke Platt was doing a lot of she was doing a lot at that point.
Yeah. She's still doing a lot.
Yeah.
Miss Mems. Miss Mems.
She was doing a lot of most presenting. She was doing
Yeah.
award shows.
Yeah.
She was on radio. She
So
was
really local.
Yes. So I saw her and I was like, where does she get what she's talking about?
Yeah.
So I think it was that fascination, like the things that she's talking about right now on camera. Where did she get that?
Yeah.
So I started to.
So you used to watch TV. You're an avid television.
Very much,
Okay.
very much. And I would start to mimic. It's like, I like how she said that. I'm gonna also say it. And then my mom would be like, okay, do it for us. Then we'll be your audience. And then I would
she
do
was
it.
invested.
Yes. And then every time we had guests, she'd be like, you can also do it. Come on, just do a little bit for us.
Typical African star. Come dance for us, guys.
So I don't think I would have been in television had I not watched Ilka Platt.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been in television. I think just seeing her, she was so brilliant, and I thought, I didn't understand how television works, so I was just fascinated about how she just opens her mouth on camera and she has all these things that she's talking about.
Okay, so 2014 you made the promise. 2015 you make it onto a global platform.
Oh my God.
Not African, global.
Yes.
In a 2015 era where it's not in 2025 where we have everything going and the connections are there. The world is kind of connecting on social media.
No.
It's 2015 where things are only, I think Instagram was only coming up.
Instagram was, and I remember Instagram, and I didn't even understand how it works.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
How?
So I remember.
Where did you say the application?
So I remember I was a second year economics student.
Yeah.
So I would get so bored in class, right? Because obviously I wasn't really interested in the stuff that I was studying.
Yeah.
So I'm busy scrolling, and I see this ad where they're looking, and it said TLC Africa looking for its first African presenter. And I was like, it's probably going to be for like South Africans, because most of these companies, when they come to Africa, they always target either Nigeria or South Africa, because that's where the market is.
Yeah, to date actually, they target South Africa or Nigeria.
Yes, so I said to myself, if Namibia is on that list of people who are eligible for application, I am going to get it. I said I am going to get it. And I remember reading, and I saw Namibia is one of the countries listed. And I said to myself, and a friend of mine was sitting next to me in class, said, I think I'm going to get this gig. I said to her like that. And, I like to plan stuff. I quickly got a team together to do my video. Yeah. And
were you in the industry at that time? Did you know people within the media space?
No.
Or were you're just a student?
I was just a student.
And you're on the internet and you see this application.
I was just a student. I didn't know anybody at that point, and I loved Namibian celebrities. Like I think I've always loved the industry, and to this day I always feel like I'm an outsider admiring the industry. And
you think so?
Yes.
I feel like you're a step above us because you had global experience.
No, up to this day, I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't get to my head. But so the last gig I did before that was that gig where I was 19 and they were asking for so, and I was also getting tired of auditioning, and then I would not get the gig, and I said to myself, I think I'm one of those untalented people that just doesn't get the message.
Don't get it,
it's like, why do you keep coming to all these auditions? We keep giving you the message, you just don't have it. So that's what I was at that point. I was very low. I was also grieving my mom's death, and I was starting to feel like maybe I should just focus on this economics, because if I was talented, God would have given me an opportunity. But something about that said to me, I am going to get it. But I was also very intimidated by the fact that I don't have a lot of experience in television. I've never done television. All the experience that I have is only auditioning.
That's my thing. Imagine.
Yes.
Like I have the guts to do it. The audacity.
Yes. And I know some big names were auditioning for that. And when I say big names, not only in Namibia, big names all over Africa. And I was like,
Okay, God. So you applied?
I applied. And then I didn't hear anything for like a month. One time I'm coming from class and I'm in the hostel. And there's a message that comes from TLC Africa, and it says congratulations. Oh my God.
Crazy.
So I read the message and it says, we loved your video and would love to see you for a second audition in South Africa. I was just happy that I'm getting on a plane.
Wait, they said they are gonna. Was that your first time ever getting on a plane?
That was my first time getting on a plane to go and audition. So at this point, you know that okay, I'm going to South Africa.
Are they paid for your?
Everything is paid for, 5-star hotel. You arrive at the airport, you are picked up in the most luxurious.
As a student, you were doing 5-star hotel.
Listen,
for an audition.
To go and audition. So I'm like, I'm going to South Africa. I've never been to South Africa before. I'm going for a second audition. So in my mind, I'm thinking, they love me already. They just want to meet me.
The delusions. They work though.
Yeah.
To be delusional.
I'm
it
telling
works.
You.
So you get to SA?
I get to SA. And then there's also a bunch of other Africans that are picked up.
Do you know the people?
No, I don't know any of them. But all of them have some of them had really strong resumes in the industry. They've done a bit of work.
And you are a Yepa, so you're probably talking to everybody.
I am acting like we are all friends. We should all kumbaya and sing and I would I remember the first time we all met. I said no, I want to say something to the group, and I said. Trying to be a cheerleader.
Audacity.
Yeah, and the whole TLC management was there. I was I want to just all of us who are here, whether you're from Kenya, whether you're from South Africa or Nigeria, because all these countries were represented. I want us to understand what this moment means. It's not for one person. It's sending a message to the world of what Africa can offer in terms of talent, and that is very important for us to understand. Yeah, so...
And the whole team is listening.
The whole team is listening. I think from that night, the whole competition died. We all knew that we were working towards a mission of showing what Africa can do.
Yeah. And I think we need to go back to that now for the media industry to say we are not in competition with South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya. No, we want to show globally what Africa can do.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you get through the whole competition and you win.
And then before I win, I actually realized, oh my God, this thing is serious. What if I don't win? The embarrassment.
So you went from being delusional to you are the one they love me to wait.
This is real. Because now you see there's newspapers coming out of Namibia. And I remember there was this headline. It said, David poised for Hollywood. And I was like, oh my God. It's real. It's getting real. It's no longer just a small little competition that I'm taking part in.
This is global.
Yes, and people are posting online every day. David, we are rooting for you. And the Kenyans are obviously we are rooting for our person. It's this is huge.
Serious.
And it starts to be scary. So I remember the night of the crowning, I said, all my life.
Where was it crowned? South Africa?
In Johannesburg, yes.
Okay.
I said
How long were you in Johannesburg for?
I was probably there for a month of the competition now, leading to the final night. And they asked us to say something about why do you think you should win? And I said, all my life, I've always wanted to be in front of the cameras. Coming from a small town, from a small country, which is not usually recognized in terms of talent when you even think of Africa, I think this is an opportunity to put Namibia on the map in terms of talent, but also to finally do what I've always wanted to do. That was my closing message.
The drama. Where did you even get those words?
I know.
Small. You coming from
20.
University and you have these words that are...
Yeah. I think I always wanted to understand that whatever you do, especially in television, it's a chance to inspire people. And I wanted to be very responsible with that opportunity.
Also very intentional.
Yes.
To say, this is what I want to do with the title.
This is what I want to do with it. And the rest.
And you win?
And I win. And I had a very
How was the reception?
It was... I think I've never felt that amount of love like that.
Yeah.
But also just the national pride.
Yeah.
I remember waking up that morning and I met the PR team, obviously, and they showed me all the newspapers that were coming out of Namibia. And I was like, oh my God.
And you always felt alienated from the media industry.
From the media industry, and I always felt like maybe I just don't fit.
Yeah.
You know, and you're also seeing newspapers, be it from Nigeria or Kenya, and
This is David.
This is David. David is going on to TLC and is going to be the first ever African representative of this channel.
Yeah.
And up to this day, I always feel like I could never have planned for a moment like that.
It was so iconic. I won't lie. You were literally, everybody was rooting for you.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, not even just Namibians.
Yes.
People were like, no, he's genuinely good.
Yes.
Like, it's competition and all, but he is the one that should be to represent.
Yes, and I was shocked because, you know, it's true. I would, even on that night, I met people who are from other countries that had just traveled for the finale, and they said, oh my God, even though we had our person, we were low-key also, like, this guy has an incredible story. Yeah, and I think, like what you said, the intention behind it. Yeah.
What is it about broadcasting, though, do you think you like?
I think broadcasting, especially when you are what we do, because we're not actors. When you're acting, you're kind of like, okay, you take it off, you leave it there. But what we do, we are called TV personalities. So it teaches you to know about yourself.
Yeah.
What are the things that I'm comfortable with? What are the things that I'm uncomfortable with? It teaches you to work on those, because when you are standing on that stage presenting, people want to see the real you. People want to understand your
sort
story.
Of carry the armor also.
Yes.
Everybody's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the ability to just take everybody that you know and reflect and give them a platform and to say we can be and we can do.
Yeah.
For example, I'm watching you, and it's a powerful image, because then I'm thinking, Nahenda is from A, B, C, and D. Here she is, confident in doing what she does.
Yeah.
That means I have a chance.
Yeah. How do you think broadcasting has changed from the time when you were on TLC's competition, and also what you have learned in the competition and what we are doing now?
I think before it felt like it's reserved for a certain type of people, you know, because it was an era of celebrities. So it felt like you needed to be super talented, you needed to have certain connections, an aura, and this incredible team behind you. But now everyone can be.
Literally.
Everyone can be. You can have a camera, you can have good light, and just be consistent and create your own crowd. And that's also very important. If you are consistent, and social media allows everyone to thrive.
It does.
Yes, it allows everyone to thrive. And I think the difference is that maybe we're not so appreciative of it, because back then, if you had a call back from an audition,
you think it's getting washed out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Who's your favorite broadcaster?
Okay, I've got 3.
Okay.
One is Bonang Mateba.
Everybody and their mother loves Bonang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
And Ryan.
Why Oprah? What?
Oprah Winfrey, I feel she has created a space where, as Black people, we know that we are worthy and deserving of being in being on television, and we can thrive, and we can. She sort of gives you. She's the template of where you want to go in terms of sustainability. She's been doing it for years, but also she informs you that this is a business. This is
she has a business aspect.
Yes, that's one thing. Bonang Mateba, it's the work ethic and the
Bonang.
Yes,
we all know
exactly. Understanding that. If you see me here, this just didn't happen by chance. I planned it. I knew how it was going.
Worked my way all the way here.
The right team that I was going to work with. If you see a magazine of Bonang, you know that it just didn't happen by chance.
Yeah.
She orchestrated it.
She's also very intentional.
Exactly, at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Ryan Seacrest. Ryan
Seacrest. You're going all the way to E.
I'm telling you, right? Exactly. You know. I think it's just the business mind, I'm fascinated by people that understood from an early stage that this is business. And as much as, I love to talk, yep, but
You can make money out of
I
it.
can make money out of it.
Yeah,
And
a living out of it.
if you look at it, they own what they do.
Yes.
And I think at some point we all have to move into a space where we start owning what we do and start creating something, because it's a very fast industry.
Yeah.
You are in today, gone tomorrow. So you also want to tell the kind of stories that you are passionate about, and I think that's what they've done with their platforms.
Yeah. You are also a multi-choice Talent Factory presenter.
Yes, the very first.
The
by
very
the way.
first.
I always want to.
Wow.
I'm so proud of
How
it
did that-
because, I.
Did you apply? Did you audition?
No, I didn't audition at all. I think at that point I'd stopped auditioning, Chubby. I was only
Okay,
getting.
I was the one. I am the one.
Yeah, they called me and they said we are opening the very first talent factory in Zambia,
Yeah.
and we wanted you to, host.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of ministers, dignitaries, all these people, and
Bring the job.
it was my first time in Zambia, by the way, and I was just so happy to be, of course, in a space where, again, a Namibian is being given a platform.
Yeah.
Because,
You have represented us always, ne?
Exactly. Because when they write the headline, let's say I'm hosting with someone from Zambia,
Yeah.
they're going to say this event was hosted by Namibian TV presenter David MBEHA. For me, that part was very important. Namibian. So
Sold.
people know that we can play, whether it's on an African stage or whether it's on a global stage, we can play
Yeah.
at that level. Yeah.
And then everything else just came.
Everything
about.
else just...
Because Metro came.
Yes.
I think did the Cosmopolitan feature come after that?
The Cosmopolitan feature came immediately when I won.
Yeah.
So they called me, it's like, we want to do like a full spread out of you. And I still have it to this day. And
That
yeah,
was
do an
iconic.
interview. And I remember when it came out and somebody said, you are in Cosmopolitan. I ran and I opened it and I was like, I'm in a magazine.
It's you.
And I want people to understand this Instagram, like you said, was just coming up.
Yeah.
And social media was not really that
Celebrity.
Yeah, so we are still in this traditional era where if you're gonna see somebody, you're gonna probably see them in a magazine. And it's a real magazine.
And you have it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask about because I think you have experience in the South African entertainment industry, media industry, before what it is now.
Yeah.
But also you were also a step into the Namibian industry and what it is now.
Yeah.
What do you think we are lacking?
What are we lacking?
Yeah, because the South African media industry is really like there's an evolution of some sort.
Yeah.
Like it has gone.
I think first of all we have to start with funding.
Yeah.
That's where we are sort of lacking in the Namibian industry. We have talent, but also talent needs to be backed up by the funds. If you're going to work on a project, you're going to need to pay from makeup artists to the people that are doing lighting. People do study this thing and they get to work, whether it's a production house, and they know that I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to make sure that there's lighting in the studio.
Yeah.
So we need to have the kind of funding where Nahenda has a production house. She's able to employ about 25 people, whether they're coming in as makeup
Where does the
artists, as
funding come
creatives,
from, though?
to be able to do what she does.
Yeah.
And somebody knows that this is what I studied and now I can eat from it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That is I think where we are lacking.
So it's the money aspect.
It's the money aspect. It's the ability for a brand to come and believe that this endorsement deal is going to be a $1 million in endorsement deal.
Yeah.
And we're going to work with Nahenda. You
Yeah.
understand? And then by giving you $1 million, we know that it's going to grow the industry.
Are we blaming the brands for not looking at what the creatives are doing?
I would say yes, the brands.
Or are we blaming the creatives for not approaching the brands?
No, I think creatives do approach the brands, but I think the brands always look at Namibia to be a small country.
Yeah.
So what is the return?
Yeah.
If I'm going to have you as the ambassador of this thing, what is going to be the return in terms of that?
There's always the ROE, yeah.
Yeah, but what they also should understand is that the world has become one now. So your following is not only Namibian following, you know.
So
you might have
global.
attracted people from Zambia, people from Kenya and all, because social media doesn't dictate that if you're from Namibia, you should only be followed by Namibians.
And also Africans are everywhere now.
Exactly.
The UK is like an African country.
Exactly. So I think they should also start trusting in the fact that Namibian, whether it's celebrities or influencers, we do have access to other markets as well.
Quickly, podcasting, you have Uninterrupted with David MBEHA.
Uninterrupted with David MBEHA, which
How
is going
is
to
that?
be my life's project.
Okay.
I know I like to make it look to sound so deep, but it is something that I'm really passionate about because I love conversations that allow me to get to know people's stories. You know, I'm a sucker for stories, so that's what that story has allowed me to connect with people on a level I don't think I would have been able to connect with in any normal circumstances. And incredible stories and real stories that, you know, makes me look at someone and feel like I think that can be me. I can achieve that. So that's what I'm striving towards.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Well, I always enjoy talking to you because you always have like a different perspective of media.
Do we not talk about these things when we are waiting behind the scenes?
Literally on sets, production sets, we are talking about media. We're talking about to make money, where to go, and all of this. So it's always nice talking to you, man.
It's always nice to see you.
And I wish you, I really, really wish you all of the best.
Yes.
All of what
so
life has
much,
to
my
offer.
friend.
Because I feel like you have been at it for so long.
I know.
And you've never given up.
I know. And I equally wish you the same. And because you know why I say that your heart is pure and it's good, and may the goodness continue to flow.
Thank you so much, family. You can catch David MBEHA at David MBEHA, right?
Yes.
Everywhere. At David MBEHA everywhere. Go and interact with him, find out what he's about and what he's doing now, because from the time that you knew him from TLC, he has elevated different things now. So go and check him out, and I'll be right back. Right back.